know it's TeachDem, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, peeps. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to this impromptu stream. Not extra class, nothing like that. It's just one of them things. You understand what I say? When I ask myself here, so I'm supposed to ask myself. So give me some feedback, peeps. I know if you don't ask me then. Please and thanks. You see? And thing. Yeah. I'll go on here, so. Comments. Alright, so comments I'm gonna come through now. Zane. So let's go and wait for make sure so everything up and running. Plug in, lock in, clock in. You understand? So I know if you don't ask my peeps. One of me I wait for tell me what I go on. Because some strange reason all of a sudden I start streaming to tell me some internet a problem. You know what I think go. Boom. Black screen me I see over there, so. Zane. Talk to me the peeps. Boom me I saw. Finna last man no comment. Boom. Some things are going load up here, so hold on the piece. Bear with me look a bit there. You understand? Essence, so I go on. Essence, you see me? Cause a black screen me I see us. Alright, this is the way behind around, so. Alright. Put this for mute here, so. See. Good night, Kelly, how are you? Are you seeing me? Miss Claudette Carr, did you guys get to see the video of the graduation with the valedictorian colorfully big up his squad? Well, I saw it. We'll talk about that Friday night. See how that go. You understand? And them something. Mr. Education, wanna go on, bro? Yeah, man, so peeps, when I see me, when I hear me, everything good. You see? Look like we are coming through clean and clear, yes, sir. You see? Alright, them say everything hot. Boom. I could change that something here. Yeah, peeps, good night. I know that one you kind of come out of left field. Kind of come out of, you know, cow corner, so to speak. And I know many people never did expect to see that one. Because everybody they expect me for stream tomorrow night for roll call. You see me? But a little thing go on. Zane, why camera behave so weird tonight? A little thing go on and we have to talk about it. I don't think I could wait till tomorrow night or Friday to talk about that one. Another major scandal is unraveling as there are accusations swirling around the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, Rada, and some things. Miss Kellyanne Burnett, Shemu, big up yourself, Empress. Really and truly appreciate that something there. Manners and respect, go and build beside me on my screen for a little while. Appreciate it. You understand? Carry on HTV. Manners. So, peeps, we know that since the Jamaica Labour Party has taken charge of the government, a number of major, massive, huge, enormous, gigantic scandals have emerged. From Petrojam to Nestle to Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica to the Ministry of Education to Caribbean Maritime University to Othniel Lawrence to a portion of people and a portion of things. You know what I mean? And thing. The latest one seemed and there was a debushing scandal leading up to a local government election not so long ago. In about 2017, thereabout. You know what I mean? And them things. So we see now where the leader of the opposition, the People's National Party, Peter Phillips, and this team of wise men, because that is the next thing, you know. See? I feel like my exposure not lucky in tonight. And this team of wise men would have convened a press conference today where they would have divulged, they would have shared a number of discrepancies, a number of alleged irregularities, a number of improprieties, and bordering on corruption surrounding the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, Rada. So we're going to get into it quick and fast. I'm going to take off the Kelly back off of my screen now because I'm going to take out some bits and pieces out of that video if I upload that video. You understand what I say? No, you know, Leon, everything just a start, man. Everything balance and plug in, man. You understand? Another scandal in the ruling administration. See? That's how the thing go finna. Phillips calls for probe of Farm Road Rehabilitation Program. So, according to the opposition, they would have gone through a report which I'll also speak about in a few by the Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis that was released in October, that spoke about a number of irregularities at Rada. So the opposition leader, along with Shadow Minister for Agriculture, would have spoken today. So Phillips calls for a probe of Farm Road Rehabilitation Program. So apparently the program was to rehabilitate farm roads in and around the country, not just St. Thomas. But if you are going on the reports, it is suggesting that in St. Thomas alone, Zane, from a program that a budgetary amount of $470 million was slated, there was spending that amount to 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars. Yeah? You hear that, peeps? Problem with my microphone too loud. You understand what I say? So, budgetary allocation of $470 million allegedly turns into 1.6 million Jamaican dollars. So there are calls for the Auditor General. Zane, the Auditor General is this lovely lady right here, Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis. So there are calls for the Auditor General to conduct a full financial audit of the Rehabilitation of Farm Roads program undertaken by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, Rada. According to reports, the overall budgetary provision for farm roads island-wide, not only in St. Thomas, across the entire island, was approximately $470 million that should have covered the period 2017 to 2018. But in St. Thomas alone, total contracts were prepared in the amount of Jamaican $1.6 billion in that same year for bushing only. Not road rehabilitation, not road patching, not road widening, not drainage infrastructure, but bushing. Am I to believe that the entire Jamaica was debushed and me don't know about it? Because we spend allegedly 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars on debushing only. It must have been a lot of bush. You understand? Jamaica should have been totally deforested by now with 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars spent on debushing. You understand? If these allegations are true, you see? But we get to that. And let me repeat. It says, according to reports, the overall budgetary provision for farm roads island-wide was approximately $470 million. Fair enough. It's an island-wide rural agriculture road improvement because you need to create linkages between farms and markets, so the quicker the produce get to the farms, the better it is for all stakeholders involved. Done. So nothing wrong with that something there. And that $470 million was slated to be spent between year 2017 and 2018. However, in St. Thomas only, according to the allegations and according to the opposition PNP, in St. Thomas alone, the forgotten parish, a total total contracts were prepared in the amount of 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars for bushing only. Right now, some of my bush will catch me in my eye. You understand? So make we move on. I see why this couldn't wait till tomorrow or Friday. A serious business in a beef. So watch how I go on now. Investigations have revealed that the job rates in Rada, investigations according to the PNP, has revealed that the job rates in Rada, in the Rada contracts, were disproportionate with the rate being paid by the NWA, which is the National Works Agency, for the same work. Let me slow down and let me make sure this resonate with the people that want to watch the stream. Big up to the people that want to watch the stream. You know what I mean? Appreciate the support, family. You see? May I say that again? Investigations have revealed that the job rates in Rada contracts were disproportionate with the rates being paid by the NWA, which is the National Works Agency, for the same work. You understand? And for the first instance, I do not know why Rada would have been given the go-ahead to oversee road rehabilitation when the National Works Agency is the entity that is responsible for that. My light keep flickering. I don't know if nobody realize that, but it's like the first me I see that. And my light them balance. So I don't know what go on. See? Now, I could talk about how disproportionate the rates were. The bushing contracts were done at a rate of 10,380,000 Jamaican dollars per kilometers. Per kilometer. I don't know why I stress that. I will repeat another local stream tonight. The bushing contracts, according to the People's National Party, were done at a rate of 10,380,000 Jamaican dollars. Now for one part, for one single solitary kilometer of road. 10.3 million dollars to bush 1 kilometer road. The bushing contracts were done at a rate of $10,380,000 per kilometer under the Rada Farm Road program, in contrast to the NWA's rate of $150,000 per kilometer for bushing, reflecting a difference of over 6,000%. So we could do the maths, peeps. According to the allegations, the PNP is suggesting that they have evidence that in two instances, $10,380,000 was spent to debush 1 kilometer of roadway. See? I don't know if it's debush or to rehabilitate. It in a specify, but a bush is the bushing contracts. And at the rate of $10,380,000 per kilometer, the NWA, which is a government agency with responsibility for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and construction of roadways in the country, is going at a rate of 150,000 Jamaican dollars per kilometer. Again, if this information turns out to be true, $10,380,000, while the National Works Agency that is responsible for the rehabilitation of roads in this country is charging $150,000 per kilometer. I hope that I sink in, and I hope I not left nobody in our class, and when I done teach tonight, I want to know everybody ready for exam. You understand what I say? Alright? Protect me eye there. According to the PNP, they are suggesting that they can confirm that at least on 2 occasions or 2 instances, there was bushing. Zine. Let me read that again because I don't want to mix up nothing, you know. It is suggested that the PNP can confirm that at least 2 instances where bushing was paid for at this scandalous rate, and they say they have the evidence and are preparing to submit it to the Auditor General. Rushling TV, big up yourself and a family, was listening to the news on the radio. Boy, Rushling, the things that are away from. No peeps. There are major concerns about diversion of funds and overall mismanagement of the program, which came to light after the Auditor General's report to Parliament in October, which pointed out, among other findings, I list the findings. Now, I will go through the Auditor General's findings in a few. Everything we have covered tonight, you know. See, so the report from the Auditor General suggested some things. So I could find Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis again. Lovely lady, ain't it? You understand? Make we use this one because some coke and at the back of me right now. I'm not really into that. According to the findings of the Auditor General's report, Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis, the lady on screen, there was an abandonment of procurement and oversight practices which led to negative consequences in value for money. The Auditor General is saying Rada, for whatever reason, would have abandoned procurement and oversight practices which would have led to to negative consequences in terms of value for money. So basically, the country has lost based on what the Auditor General is saying. This is not what the PNP has said. This is what the Auditor General said. Alright. There was an absence of transparency in the selection process. So is this suggesting that it was a friend thing and I'm a bridging get some contracts? Remember, you know, politicians come out recently, say they want to raise a pay and say, don't blame them if them collect some little kickbacks. As a matter of fact, people have been trying to figure out which politicians say so. I know 2 of the politicians them. Never talk about that tomorrow night or Friday night. You understand what I mean? I say, we soon get to that. Zin? No. I don't know if them politicians that did say it in the article, but 2 politicians have since come out and spoken about the same thing. So I assume so them probably in there. Watch me now. There was failure to provide specifications and the scope of work in the contracts limited. Well, the failure to provide specifications and scope of work in the contracts limited the ability to measure against the contracts and hold contractors accountable and liable. So basically this is suggesting that in those thick contracts that was provided by Rada to whosoever they would have given the work to, the contracts to, there were no specifications provided in the contracts as to exactly what you're supposed to do. There was no scope of the work in the contract. So you're going to work from X point to Y point. So no specifications. No scope in terms of scale, which now limited the ability of the Auditor General to measure against the contracts and to hold contractors accountable and liable. Not just the Auditor General, but rather, I suppose. But the bigger question is, anybody do want to hold anybody accountable? Maybe not. You understand? Peeps, share up the stream for me now, please and thanks. You understand me? I say, big up to the people in the building. I know some people probably are showed to you, but right now, your class at. I talk to one look more before I get to American thing. Next, the Auditor General said, on the face of it, these breaches would have point to a serious well, this is what the PNP said. On the face of it, these breaches point to a serious pattern of misuse of public funds. If the allegations are true, this statement don't even begin to cover it off. The statement says, on the face of it, these breaches point to a serious pattern of misuse of public funds. Additionally, based on investigations by the opposition Shadow Minister of Agriculture, Victor Wright. So this is Victor Wright beside Peter Phillips. Adela, big up. Additionally, based on investigations by the opposition Shadow Minister of Agriculture, Victor Wright, it would appear that these procedures and breaches were designed specifically to facilitate a scandalous misuse of public funds of massive proportions, he added. Now, the opposition is calling for an audit, supposedly by the Auditor General, I guess, which they say should include who was money paid to. So the payment of funds, who received the funds, and for what was the funds paid for in terms of the work that was done, and to find those who are culpable. The PNP, through its leader, is also calling on the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA, to undertake a thorough forensic investigation of what he calls a massive scheme to steal public funds. In addition, don't do that something. In addition, the opposition leader said that Prime Minister Andrew Holness should relieve Ministers Audley Shaw and J.C. Hutchinson, pictured here in deep conversation. You understand? I don't know if that's something they want to talk about, but they want to talk. You see? They are saying that the Prime Minister should relieve Ministers, Audley Shaw is the Minister of Agriculture, Audley Shaw and J.C. Hutchinson, who is the Minister of State, I think, who have portfolio responsibility for Rada of their duties until the investigations are complete. The PNP is also calling for the authorities' board of management, which include this fellow here. I don't remember what his name. I assume tell you what his name. You understand? Zane and one next fellow here. They are also calling for the board of Rada to step aside in the interest of such investigation. Peeps, this reminds me to a level of the Cuban light bulb scandal, where 4 million free light bulbs cost taxpayers $270 plus million. How can 4 million free things that are completely covered in cost for distribution end up costing taxpayers roughly $280 million, some 278 million mash? Now, how come a program with budgetary allocation of $470 million island-wide, not in no one place, island-wide, end up costing taxpayers of this country 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars? How come, if the allegations are true, Rada, who have no oversight on debushing a road or fixing road, end up getting contracts to fix road? Why were these contracts not given to the National Works Agency, who have the expertise, the capabilities, and the resources to do such work. Why, when the National Works Agency, that it's a government entity that has the requisite skills or skill set, human resource to do said work at a rate of 150,000 Jamaican dollars per kilometers, was not given the work, and conversely, according to the PNP, they have evidence where on at least 2 occasions, 2 instances, the same work where the NWA would then cost the NWA 150,000 Jamaican dollars, cost whosoever get the work or the contracts from Rada $10,380,000. No, surprise, surprise. This gentleman on screen is head of Rada. He's a chairman. Rada head rejects 1.6 billion spend. You know, funny enough, me did a rural read on Cliff Hughes online. Say he's very anxious to get the audit done and the investigation, as he has nothing to hide, and he's sure that at the end of it, life will continue. And couple months and $56 million later, here we are. Is this deja vu? I don't expect the chairman of Rada to come out and say, I saw it go. Whether it goes or not goes. He's saying it is untrue and it is absurd. In the meantime, Nigel Myrie, which is fellow on screen, who is the chairman of Rada, has rejected the opposition's allegations about the Farm Road Rehabilitation Program. Surprise. If you're surprised and you know it, show your hand. Nobody not surprised. Rada chairman, I need some water. Why me feel like me a shout? Rada chairman and agricultural specialist Nigel Myrie is rejecting as absurd, ridiculous, and false allegations made by Dr. Peter Phillips and the People's National Party. The Rada chairman says the claim by Dr. Phillips that $1.6 billion was corruptly spent by the entity in St. Thomas under its Farm Road Rehabilitation Project during the 2018 fiscal year is untrue. Mr. Myrie says that amount is close to the total spent by Rada under the program for the entire country. But then, even if it is a spend for Rada for the entire country, based on the information that I am privy to, there was a budgetary allocation of $480 million. Or $470 million. One of the two of them. For the entire country. So, $470 million. So, even if it was a national spend, how come $470 million move to $1.6 billion? Alright, I could go and talk about Mr. Myrie. Zin? Mr. Myrie says that amount is close to the total spend by Rada under the program for the entire country. Mr. Myrie says, contrary to what the PNP officials alleged, only $31 million was spent by Rada in St. Thomas during the fiscal year 2017-2018. The man has said, not no go so. Not $1.6 billion was spent at St. Thomas. It's only $31 million. Time will tell. See, the Rada chairman says that the claim by the opposition leader is false. He says he is taking steps, he and Rada has been taking steps to address issues raised in the recent Auditor General's report. I'm going to share the Auditor General report with you in a few. Don't move. You understand? So, he must say nothing no go so. He must say right now. He said the value of the program for the last 4 years since 2015 has been $1,724,000 No, wrong. 1,724,739,000 is a lot of money that. For work done nationally and not in any one parish or constituency. He said the Accountant General's report dated October 2019 confirms this. Oh, so the Accountant General is not the Auditor General. Zin, Mr. Meyer added that no contract under the program was issued solely for bushing, but included paving, patching, and grading. Somebody is lying. Who, I am not sure, but I suppose time will tell. So now, peeps, make we go back to Rada itself. Because Rada now is in a rather peculiar position. Is in a rather strange place. Rada have some very interesting questions that people would rather they answer. You understand? I would rather hear the truth than people defending themselves. I would rather hear that this never goes so, because the taxpayers again would have been losing so much money. To lose another $1.6 billion would be rather unfair. And it would show that instead of wanting to build Jamaica, nobody really care. Make we deal with the facts now. We not deal with no speculation. No. We are deal with the facts. You see it? In relation to Rada. Because you know we rather deal with the facts. See it? Rada under fire. Auditor General cites contract missteps in multi-million-dollar road projects. This now is not the PNP speaking. This is not now anymore politicking and politicking. This is the Auditor General speaking. I do not know why the Auditor General would have any reason to not speak the truth. I do not know how that would benefit the Auditor General. Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis right here. So. Rather under fire as the Auditor General cites contract missteps in multi-million-dollar road projects. A performance audit by the Chief Guardian of the State Expenditure has uncovered practices by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, Rada, in which the agency has paid scant regard to government guidelines in awarding of contracts valuing hundreds of millions of dollars. This report was tabled in Parliament in late October of this year, a few weeks ago. This now, and no speculation, this now, and no suggestion, these are the facts. The Pamela Monroe-led Auditor General's Department, in a report tabled in Parliament in October, stated that Rada's process of selecting contractors was not always transparent or competitive. Over the period 2015-2016 to 2018-2019, Ms. Monroe Ellis said her department reviewed 112 road rehabilitation contracts valued at $1.6 billion. This is not the PNP speaking. This is not a politician speaking. This is the Auditor General. The same Auditor General where light fire under Petrojam and Nessal and the Ministry of Education and CMU. You understand? So the $1.6 billion was actually mentioned and stated in the Auditor General's report. But noted that Rada used the local competitive bidding methodology for only 4 contracts valued a mere $90.8 million. So of the $1.6 billion that was spent, this is not allegedly anymore now. Because even the chairman, Nigel Myrie, said they would have spent a total of $1.7 billion for the period, nationally. Of the $1.6 billion that the Auditor General uncovered that was spent, her office is saying that only 4 of the 112 contracts for road rehab that cost $1.6 billion, only 4 of those contracts was issued using the local competitive bidding methodology. So it means if a contract is an offer, it would be promoted publicly by the government, and different contractors would bid, and the contractor with the best bid in terms of getting the project done in a timely manner, in a most cost-effective manner, properly, will get the tender, get the contract. The contractor, not the contractor general, the Auditor General is saying of 112 contracts issued by Rada, only 4 of 112 was issued under the LCB, the local competitive bidding methodology, costing only $90.8 million of a protracted spend of $1.6 billion. So I don't know, years no more now. At the same time, Rada utilized the limited tender methodology for 75 contracts, valuing at $1.4 billion. You hear what I use? The limited tender methodology. I do not know the intricacies of that, but I am sure it is not as competitive and fair and open as the competitive bidding methodology. So they would have only used 4 for that one, for the LCB, while 75 of the 112 contracts, which is 67% of the contracts, valuing at $1.4 billion, was issued under the limited tender methodology. I need to do some research on that, because when I talk, I want to talk from a factual standpoint. I understand what I say. So if anybody in here now who is off with the contractual terms and guidelines, you can explain to me what the limited tender means. See, I kind of get an understanding of what the local competitive bidding tender process mean. But that one I'm not 100% sure. Alright. Rada was unable to indicate the basis on which contractors were pre-selected for invitation to bid on road rehabilitation contracts. When the Auditor General questioned Rada as to the guidelines, as to the criteria outlined and established for pre-selecting contractors to bid for contracts, they were unable to provide it. Is it possible that they were unable to provide it because of them friend them get the contracts? I'm just asking for a friend. Rada was unable to indicate the basis on which contractors were pre-selected for invitation to bid on road rehabilitation contracts, says the Auditor General. Additionally, in 6 instances, Rada used the LT, which is the limited tender methodology, to award contracts valuing $129.8 million Jamaican dollars, despite procurement guidelines not being met. The government of Jamaica has procurement guidelines for public tender when contracts are up for bidding. On 6 occasions, Rada, it has been documented that they would have granted contracts worth $129.8 million despite the procurement guidelines not being met. This denied, take off all my glasses. This situation where they, on 6 occasions, they would have granted contracts without the procurement guidelines being met, valuing contracts valuing $129.8 million. Call it $130 million. You know what this did now? Let me tell you what this do. This denied other qualified contractors the opportunity to participate in the procurement process, the Auditor General observed. So because they would have on 6 occasions granted contracts to people without the correct procedures and protocols being followed and all criteria and guidelines being satisfied, what that did now, it denied contractors of this country who were willing to compete with other contractors for the contracts. It denied them the opportunity. And these contractors are qualified contractors, you know. They were denied the ability and opportunity to participate in the procurement process because Rada decides, say, are them 6 people they forget the contract them and nobody else no matter. You know see what going in that dance. Hold on say Miss Shelly Congo, good night Empress. We say keep it up. Blessings, you know. I try my best. Zane, and thanks for the contribution. And Kelly, big up yourself again in a moment. Appreciate that something, you know what I mean? Bless up every time. Zane? Yeah, man, it has a stream health excellent. Then that's something that we like, man. Zane and Ting. Big up to the 278 people that want to watch the stream. You know what I mean? Big up on a nice, clean self. Share the stream. Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, all about. Bring some people in, I think. Now, I will not done it in peeps. The Agriculture Agency also utilized the direct procurement and emergency methodologies for 33 contracts, amounting to over $500 million, $520 million and $93,000. Although the allowable circumstances permitting the direct emergency procurement methodologies were not met. So I broke it down for you. So this is saying again that with the use of the emergency methodologies, where 33 contracts were awarded, amounting to $520+ million. These contracts were issued, although despite, notwithstanding, the allowable circumstances permitting the use of said contract methodologies. I'm not really sure exactly what it means. Were not met. Something wrong, something somewhere. I'm gonna get it. I wonder if because it's not the exactly proper face. I keep on. I don't know. Let me see if that better. See it? Yeah. They don't know say serious things are going on in our dance here. This deep, you know. Giving details, Miss Monroe Ellis said, I'm going to change Miss Monroe Ellis' picture, you know, because she's nice for any side, you know. You understand? Yeah. Giving details, and it is very nice to see a very dark-skinned Jamaican holding such a prestigious position. You understand? people normally quick for say, I be a brown people like TeachDem. I ain't no brown, I am a black man. Me blacker than this lady right now. It's be a brown skin people get things in Jamaica. See a very dark, beautiful African Jamaican woman here, so I do the thing. Big up yourself, Miss Monroe Ellis. I wish I did still name just Miss Monroe, then you know TeachDem would then probably try to reach them. You know, but you know what it go. Yeah, somebody force me. Ready or no? And then Miss Monroe Ellis I earn enough money, you know. And I don't mind my spouse earning more money than me. Because if she earn enough more money than me, means that she need less of my money. Then me good. Then no problem there night. You understand? Make we move on. A serious style. No. And I like an intelligent woman. You understand? Yeah, nothing wrong with that something. Giving details, Monroe Ellis said that in 25 of the 33 direct and emergency contracts valuing at $401 million, Rada's justification for the use of these methodologies did not conform with the procurement guidelines. You understand what I say? Gaza blacks, blessings. So Rada been a do a bag of crap. Basically, that is where the Auditor General is saying. And I say it, you know. See? Continuing here, so it has say an examination of tender evaluation reports for the 112 contracts showed no evidence that Rada assessed bidders to determine whether they met the minimum qualifying criteria in compliance with the instruction to bidders and procurement guidelines. So of them 112 contract there, Rada never assess the people them we have bid to determine whether them fit and proper, if they met the minimum qualifying criteria in compliance with the procurement guidelines as outlined by the government of Jamaica. Joke business. I might say a joke business. If you know, say no easy to teach. Zane, Silver D, where you say it's a clock in, alright. Stay locked in. Big up yourself in your family. Now, it was reported that Rada's own internal audit found instances during site inspections carried out in February of 2018 where roads that were rehabilitated in late 2017 had begun to show signs of deterioration within 3 months after rehabilitation. Wow. Babes. Rada's internal audit showed. No, when I focus the camera on my face, so dry. But, I don't know. I want to look at my eyes. I say now make me be great, you know, but you know one thing, we can't sit down in the oven. See? Let me rub it and get whiter. But, nobody got to talk to my face white. You understand? What some people may have cuss. I would rather don't do that. Watch it now. Make we move on. Get the groove on. You understand what I say? Auntie. Ice God 876. Big up yourself in the family. You know we appreciate that something, you know. Manners and respect every time, you know. You know what I mean? Listen to this. The audit of the Auditor General Department revealed, say, I be a crap go on. The audit divulged that Rada did not provide any evidence it conducted a pre-qualification exercise of potential bidders for the limited tender contracts in accordance with the government guidelines. So Rada say, oi, road fi fix all this. You know me G, how far we come from now? Road I go fix all this. Let me get back a thing out time. It look like a data go on. You don't see. You understand? It was reported that Rada's own, not the Auditor General no, no, that Rada's own internal audit found instances during site inspections carried out in February of 2018 where roads that were rehabilitated in late 2017 had begun to show signs of deterioration within a 3 months period after rehabilitation. You understand? Ingenious, a lock up Rada and free world boss. That we Rada. There were also questionable decisions in relation to priority lists for roads to be rehabilitated. So were the roads for rehabilitation concentrated in specific constituencies of specific persons of specific influence of specific political persuasion and affiliation and alignment and confinement? Yo, Jamaica to rotted. Me say. Ah, boy. At the request of the Auditor General, Rada provided its approved list of farm roads prioritized for rehabilitation during the period 2017-2018 and 2018-2019, along with the reports of roadworks completed during the same period. An assessment of the priority list for both years revealed the inclusion of roads leading to Rada's parish offices in St. Mary and St. Anne. Apparently these roads are not rural farm roads. They man them are Chris them pitney first. Road a bill, alright. We're gonna make sure the road them leading to Rada good. The Auditor General found no evidence where Rada consulted with the municipal corporation in both parishes for possible cost sharing, because these roads now are parochial roads, meaning say are the local government responsible for them. But Rada took it upon themselves to rehabilitate some roads will lead directly to them offices without consulting local authorities to split the costs. You understand? Another issue which triggered concern for the Auditor General was the high incidence of rescoping or variation of contracts. So this is basically suggesting to me that after a contract is issued, signed off, during the life cycle of the contract, there were modifications and alterations made to these contracts to suit or satisfy whose interest I have no idea. This is what the Auditor General said. Another issue which triggered concerns for the Auditor General was the high incidence of rescoping or variation of contracts. TeachDem, you need to have your own prosecution team for these people. Missa. What about the Manchester Municipal Corporation money? Wildlife machine, that $480 million set. You know me even get round to that trial there yet. I spoke about the courthouse being burned down recently and was theorizing if there's any link between the courthouse being burned down and that case. But we get to that one of them time. Because them not get to it, you know, brother. You understand me? I said them probably feel like them get to it, but they don't worry yourself. Now, Miss Monroe Ellis pointed out that in 53 instances, and I look a bit of instances at the vips. Yeah, holy for instances at the Miss Monroe Ellis pointed out that in 53 instances, specification for drainage was either reduced or omitted. This, despite Rada's record showing that the entity had identified that the quality of road could be easily undone by rainfall owing to inadequate drainage. Now go broke down that piece. Listen what I go on there, so. Miss Monroe Ellis pointed out, me just like look at Miss Monroe Ellis, something about her. Miss Monroe Ellis pointed out that in 53 instances, specification for drainage was either reduced or omitted. How can you in a contract have specification for drainage? Then you reduce the specification or you leave it out totally when the greatest contributing factor to a road lasting is the drainage. If you don't have water a run off of the road, then a road are gonna mash up. So how can you be offering contracts for road rehabilitation and in the middle of the contracts like Nicodemus in the night, you now go through a back door and you reduce the specifications as was detailed in the contract for said road rehabilitation, and in some instances you omit, you remove, you cancel the drainage specification of the contract. How can you fix road and don't fix drains? You understand what I go on? Eh? When the same Rada say, based on records perused, analyzed by the Auditor General's department, that they would have identified that the quality of road could be easily undone by rainfall owing to inadequate drainage. No. Based on the Auditor General's report, is the allegations by the PNP really and truly far-fetched? Based on the Auditor General's report, the defensive stance being taken by Mr. Myrie, who is the chairman of Rada, you don't find it rather strange? Because remember, you know, peeps, the Auditor General nah do this with politics, you know. She do this because it's her job. She no business with the guy. So forget about what the PNP say. What the Auditor General say, it means as Popcorn then say, trouble dead. You feel what I say? Trouble is there. Silver D is a boy teacher full of picture. They mean to tell you lady nice family, you know see her like. You understand? Peeps, trouble today. And I will sit back and I will observe and I will listen and I will read and I will watch. Zin? And I will see what Rada, I am rather interested in what Rada has to say going forward. Zin? Rada has suggested that they have their documents to counter and discredit what the People's National Party has said. They have also said through Mr. Myrie that they are willing and ready to stand firm and defend themselves should the PNP submit to the Auditor General the questions, the evidence what them say them have, where 2 instances, debushing in St. Thomas, road rehabilitation in St. Thomas cost $10,380,000 compared to the rates of the NAA, National Works Agency, that then cost $150,000. I couldn't sleep with that one tonight, please. I have to get it out of my system. You understand? What will they think of next? I take computer and I splice up cassette with funny man statement where Warlord no make. Peeps, it's serious. You understand? Who is Rada, by the way? Rada is the Rural Agricultural Development Authority. They are entrusted with responsibility for assisting farmers to be more efficient in their production to educate farmers about pest and disease control, to educate and edify farmers about best practices in agriculture, about how to get greater yields from their production, and also to assist with marketing and such. So that is the purpose of Rada. You understand? And them things. So you know, I am rather curious as to why Rada is spearheading debushing when that don't fall under the remits of Rada. Why Rada is lead agency in issuing or the issuance of contracts for road rehabilitation when we have an agency in government that is strategically created, specifically designed to deal with road rehabilitation in the National Works Agency. Me can't understand. How come budgetary allocation of $470 million for the entire country end up to become $1.6 billion? How come so many contracts were issued by Rada where there were rather questionable circumstances in terms of procurement guidelines? How come contracts were issued by Rada when qualified contractors were not even given an opportunity to bid on said contracts? How come the Auditor General's report is so damning and I have not heard the Prime Minister address or the Minister of Agriculture address any of these developments prior to now? Jamaica to Rati. You understand? Jamaica, land of beauty. Oh my God, you are going. We promise faithfully. Is it? Teach is simple, Rada, like we're in Prada. Wildlife machine. Peeps. May I cut it there, so? Because remember that stream was a pop-up stream. So I now do the whole night thing. Plus, you see me still in my work clothes. Tired. You understand? Me deep for be there. You got to deal with that. Right now, me rather go sleep and stress myself about them people. Rada! What's going on? I go here now. You understand? I go see what the opposition next move is. I go see what the government's response is. I go hear what the Prime Minister have to say if him say anything. I go hear what Manayard, who is Agriculture Minister, have to say about this. Zane, and I could go on and watch it and see what go on. The PM would Rada, we did not hear about Rada. That sounds rather truthful. You understand? Peeps, big up on yourself. I know some people are going to say, yo, how me miss this? Like, I don't really control the notification them. When me say video go live, YouTube send them out if them choose. They know a thing go. But big up on yourself, you know, peeps. I appreciate the support. I know that one of the impromptu and people respond said way. You understand what I say? No matter what time school, I keep people ready. Big up on yourself. You see me I say? You know we're supposed to stream tomorrow night, which is a call-in stream. See? What I want to talk about tomorrow night is the whole situation regarding politicians, MPs requesting an increase in their salary of, in some instances, 100%. As I said to you, in the initial article that was published by The Observer, the 7 politicians interviewed had requested that their names remain anonymous, fearing backlash. But I have since seen 2 politicians who have publicly addressed the issue, and they must say, yo, we need some more money. I'm going to tell you about them tomorrow night. I will probably have to talk about this. I know some people are calling about this. So make sure you have credit on the phone. Make sure you have service or no Wi-Fi up and running. And tomorrow 8:30, make it a date and don't be late. Don't look for it. Get book for it. Roll call. You know the thing can't start. Where I don't do the talking, you talk to me listen, me ask a few questions and we're good. Then I go to my bed. You know the thing go, peeps. Big up on yourself. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Hope to see you tomorrow night at 8 when we tackle some more crap we affect the country. You understand? I say the Prime Minister in an article taking jobs at conventional media say a lot of false news is being reported by mainstream media and people should go on its pages on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter to get the truth. Because social media is more accurate than conventional media. That was a very irresponsible statement from the Prime Minister. But we soon get to that. So the most honorable bro God, fix up your thing. You understand me? I say, peeps, big up on yourself, you know. But before me touch road, I'm big up some people because you don't know, say, we have to big up who support we, you know. You understand me? I say, Alonzo, Essence, Miss Bernadette George, Gabidan, 5'8", big up yourself, you know. Miss Grace Abel, Tetla War, Smile Cute, big up yourself, you know, sis. Bobby Gibson, Miss Winsome H, Miss Sandra Bennett, Mrs. Shelly Conger, Dante Dan, brother Wagwan family, God favored me. Ellie London, Sis Wagwan, Adila, no other law. Kurt Diamond, big up yourself in the family. Miss Nadine Kerr, manners are respecting the peeps. One knock, two knock off, you know what thing go. Miss Grace Abel, manners are Abel. Why me probably pronounce that wrong every time, you know. Finar, the man with the girls, them say a star. Miss Marcia Thomas, Silver D, blessings in the family. You know what I mean? All of the people that might check in, big up on yourself, and I look for some money, but I can't find them. Pablo, Paulie P, C63, big up on yourself and the bros. You know what thing, you know? You understand me? I say, and them good something there. Miss Marcia Thomas, Ron Thompson, Miss Sandra Bennett, Miss Lillian Duhaney, Miss Claudette Kerr, Sir Belvedere, what go on? I hope you're good in the family. Mr. Education, we brother that. You understand me? I say, big up yourself, you know? Yes, sir. You circle roll call tomorrow night. Do it and done, no man. Make we have some fun, no man. You know what thing go. Zip. Miss Kerry and HTV. We say some chum thing. We talk about him. Film 7 o'clock soon come. Miss Georgia Anderson, good night in a moment. You understand? As I say, I look some more people big up, you know. Andrew Lyons, big up yourself in a family. When will you speak on the Lisa Anna situation? Which what? I am assuming you're talking about the Lisa Anna situation where the contractor general did file one report and then something there. I would have made mention of that back in the days, seeing when it did come up. I don't necessarily know if I really need to rehash that, seeing that nothing has been done about it and there has been no legal implications. Zane Excelus, man, I say no. But if you want me to talk about it, we can talk about it. Because you know we don't have no fear or favor of nobody. No. Lance Crooks, big up yourself and your family. You understand? So specify what you want to talk about the Lisa Anna situation. I could see if we can get round to it. You know what I mean? And thing. Peeps, big up on yourself. Good night. Zane, enjoy the rest of your night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Frost Legend, Miss Ruth Daly. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself. Tomorrow, 8:30, roll call. Big up on yourself. Miss Evelyn Brown, good night. Peeps, walk good. Step with ya. I'd rather you guys get some rest on my soon tomorrow night. Rada! What up to? What you up to? Tell me what you up to. Don't rob your friend. Peeps, me gone here. Big up on yourself. Night. Bridget Small, good night. Light chatbot. Brother, big up yourself, you know. I know James Bond in the building, you know. Cassidy Beckford, limited tendering is a legal tendering method. So the whole of them not legal, Beckford. So limited tendering, local, let me see if I can find them again. So limited tendering, Zane, that are one. Yeah, we get that. Local competitive bidding, that is another one, I suppose. Emergency. What I want the name? I soon tell you what I want the name. Boom, 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 boom. I want it for them. Some of them know. Unicorn forever. Man, as a second family. Right now, me a cut. Miss Millicent Thomas McDermott. Good night in the moment. Hope all is well. Peeps, look more. Walk good. Step with ya. Tomorrow night we talk some more about them things. Well, you get to talk about them things here. Me listen here. Walk good. Step with ya. I'm out.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them right here. Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Remember to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Follow me on social media and check out the suggested videos on screen. This is Steve. Until next time, walk good, my friends.